everyone, it's Lacey, also known as Miss Shrinking Teen. Today is July 2nd, 2013, and I'm here to do an update. So, earlier today, I went to a radio interview for Western Bariatric Institute, and I just feel like so much kind of has come up, and I've just been thinking now. I have never really gone into detail in my videos that I've uploaded. Like, I've made videos, but I've never uploaded them about like my journey and like how I kind of got where I am today. So I kind of want to share that with you guys a little bit more. And I don't know. I don't know why I haven't uploaded those videos. I don't know what I was thinking. But so let's get started. It was shortly after my 18th birthday that I applied for a contest that Western Bariatric Institute puts on through the community every year. And I think there's been like 4 or 5 winners. So I put in for the contest, not really thinking anything of it, like, oh, I'm not gonna win, you know, like, I'm just some 18-year-old that, yeah, has weight problems, but, you know, they're not gonna see anything in me. And shortly after that, actually it'd been a while, it'd been a few months, I think, they contacted me, and I didn't answer the phone. They left me a voicemail. She left a voicemail, and it was Darylyn, my absolute favorite person. She's really contributed to a lot of changing my whole entire life. She called me and said, we would like to schedule an interview with you for the contest. You're one of the top 25. There was over like 500 people who had applied, and we'd like to interview you. So I said, of course, get me in there. Like, I want to talk to you just as much as you want to talk to me. And so I went in. It was a Friday. I went in, and I remember going, because the place is downtown Reno. I remember going downtown Reno and just wondering, just going down there, and I went with my mom. I was waiting in the hallway, and then I see 2 people come out, and it's a little couple, I think, and I was like, oh, like, they're so cute. I don't know why I'm saying this. It's just kind of like, there's other people, too. Like, there's other top 25. Like, this is real. That's when it really hit me, is when those 2 people came out, and I realized it was really real. I did the interview. I didn't think I was going to cry, and I started bawling in front of Darylyn. I just met this lady, and I'm starting to cry so bad, and my mom's looking at me, and she starts crying, and I'm not sure, but I think Darylyn might have shed a tear. I don't know, but it's just a really emotional experience. Like, being overweight, being so young, it's emotional. At the end of it, she said, well, I'll give you a call tomorrow if you're one of the top 5 finalists. And I said, okay. After that, me and my mom went out to eat. I remember eating dinner downtown, and we were just talking the whole time about, like, what if I had lap band surgery? Like, what if, you know, what would my life be like? And it was it could happen. It could not, you know. And then the next morning, I think my mom's car wasn't working, or my car wasn't working, so I had to drive my mom to work the next morning, and her work is downtown, and my best friend was with me, and so we dropped my mom off, and then we're coming back to my house, and I'm getting on the freeway, and a phone number called me, and I don't recognize the phone number, so I don't answer, and I look at my friend Amanda, and I go, oh my god, what if this is Western Bariatric Institute? Like, this could be them telling me that I'm one of the top 5 finalists. And she's like, what are you talking about? So I explained it to her, like, I put in for a contest for the lap band surgery, like, did all that, and she's like, oh my god, that's crazy, answer it, like, you're not on the freeway yet, answer it. And I'm like, I can't answer it, it's illegal to do that here. And she's like, okay, fine. And I was like, you're not answering either, because I want to be the first to hear this. So it was Darylyn. She left me a voicemail saying, hey, I wanted to tell you that you're one of the top 6 finalists. It was supposed to be 5, but I had a really hard time, you know, choosing the top 5. So I want to tell you the top 6 finalists. The video that you made yesterday will be put up on the website, and people from Reno and Sparks, people from your area, will get to vote on who they think is the most deserving of the lap band. So that was put up a few weeks later, and this was my last like few months of senior year, and I really went through a lot deciding whether I was going to tell people in my high school to vote for me or just kind of try to wing it and win other ways, you know? And finally, it took a little convincing, but my mom finally convinced me, like, you know, once high school's over with, no one's gonna care. Even my senior year, like, no one cared. Everyone was super excited that I was able to do this for myself and able to, I guess, you know, man up and woman up and be honest to people and be honest to myself that I wasn't healthy the way I was. So that happened. I got all the votes, and Darylyn sent me a email the night before the contest and saying, you know, tomorrow's the last day of the contest. I'll email you guys on Saturday. So the contest ended on Friday. I'll email you guys on a Saturday telling you guys the results. And I was like, okay. So I wasn't really expecting anything until Saturday. Contest ended at 5 on a Friday, and I get a call at 5:16. I didn't realize, though. I didn't actually answer the phone. I didn't realize my phone was going off. I was with my friends, you know, just having fun on a Friday, so I didn't notice. And then she calls me again, and she goes, I want to tell you that you're the winner. And I freak out. Like, I'm jumping all over the place. My friend's house, like, her dogs are barking. I, like, run into the other room, try to hear Darylyn, like, just everything was going on all at once, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm the winner. Like, how does this happen? Like, my life changed at that moment, like, at my best friend's house in her living room for the rest of my life. And so that Friday night, my mom was hanging out with one of her friends, and the whole time my mom's, like, not believing me about anything. Like, I told her that I was, like, the first time I told her when I was a top 25, she's like, oh yeah, whatever, like, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I'm being dead serious, Mom. Like, how would I know it's a top 25? And then when I was a top 6, I kind of lied to her. I was like, oh, like, they didn't call me, you know, like, I probably didn't make it, like, totally just playing it off like they didn't call me. And I was like, just kidding, Mom, they called me. And she's like, you're lying, like, stop, like, why are you doing this to me? And then, so that Friday night, she was hanging out with a few of her friends, and I had to go pick her up because, like I said, one of our cars wasn't working. And so I had to go pick her up, and I get in the car. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, like, it's super early, and my mom never goes out, but she was with her friends, I don't know. Anyway, so it's super early, and I'm like, I text my mom that day before I go and get her, and I'm like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she's like, what? And I was like, I just went into some crazy story about how, like, I was pregnant, and, like, I was just being a little kid, being dumb, like, trying to be funny, you know. And so my mom, she's like, oh, ha, 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 stop, like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I go pick my mom up, and I'm like, Mom, guess what? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm the lap band winner. And she's like, what? Like, she totally didn't believe me. She's like, yeah, whatever. No, you're not, blah, 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 blah. And then I finally convinced her, and she was like, okay, like, I believe you. Like, this is really happening. And so I went through, like, all the counseling. Not, like, counseling, but I went and saw a counselor, I guess. To see if, like, this is really what was gonna do, this is what I really wanted, and, you know, like, I wasn't doing it for the wrong reasons kind of thing. I do, like, a 200-page questionnaire thing. Obviously, I did something right, because I have lap band now, but at least I'm not crazy. And I did, like, just a bunch of, going to see the nutritionist, going to see the doctors, going, like, different appointments, and this took place for probably about 2 months. And then I finally got my date, my surgery date, July 13th, 2012. Friday, July 13th. Friday the 13th. Yes, that was my surgery day. And I'm like, like, that made me so nervous. I'm like, oh my god, like, this has been a dream come true. Now it's Friday the 13th, it's my surgery date. Like, I was freaking out. And so I go in for surgery, and everything was wonderful. I mean, like, I went and toured the surgery center before I had surgery. Everyone was just really nice. And, like, today when I was doing the interview, the girl on the radio station asked me, I don't know exactly what she asked me, but she asked me, how did your surgeon treat you? Like, what was that like? And I started crying, and, like, I'm probably going to start crying right now just because it gets me really emotional. Dr. Ganser wasn't a surgeon to me. Dr. Ganser isn't one of those people that's better than you because he's a surgeon, or, he doesn't treat anyone that way. And it got me really emotional because I realized, I'm like, at that point when she asked me that question, I started crying, and I was like, Dr. Ganser is a person and he's a friend. Like, he's not a surgeon to me. He has never treated me like he was a surgeon. He's treated me like he cared about me and he was there for me. And same with Curtis. I don't know exactly what his job title is, but he does my fills whenever I go in. So they just treat me like I'm family there at Western Bariatric Institute, and I am so grateful for that. I know, like, I have a few people I talk to here on YouTube, and their surgery place isn't like that. It's very, I'm your surgeon, and I gave you your surgery, but, we're not going to talk about anything, And it's not like that at Western Bariatric Institute. I just feel very welcome there, and that's what it really boils down to, is I feel respected and welcomed and loved there. And I'm so grateful for that, because if I didn't have an experience like that, what would I be thinking? What would I be doing? Like, what, why? It just wouldn't be rewarding to me, I mean, of course it would, because it's lapband and I needed that, but it would have been a totally different experience if I would have gone to a place that wasn't Western Bariatric Institute. Even the receptionist, every time I go up to her, she's like, oh, look at you, like, you're, like, mini Lacey, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's really cool. And now that I'm almost a year out, like, I've kind of looked back on my journey, and I've realized, like, weight loss surgery is extremely hard. It's not easy. It's not given to you. It's not handed to you. You don't just lose the weight. Like, you have to work for that. And I feel like I've not worked hard enough for it. Sometimes. I know I've worked hard for it, but I haven't given my all 100% of the time. And this coming year, coming up on my year mark, I know what I have to do. Like, I went through what I went through this last year so that I can know what to do for this upcoming year. Like, it's kind of weird because I feel like my surgery date is another birthday for me. Like, it's another changing moment in my life where it's like, okay, like, I know what I need to do. I need to get better. I need to better myself. And that's what I'm doing. Like, I have 11 days until I'm a year out. And I'm okay. Like, I'm comfortable. Weight loss surgery also, I've talked to my accountability partners recently, and I sent them a picture today, and I just it was like a picture of me and Darylyn and this guy named Dave that also had surgery. He had the sleeve done, and I looked at the picture and I go, and I feel beautiful. Like, I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I'm here for a reason. I feel like I can do it. Like, I feel like I can do anything now. Like, before, when I was overweight, I didn't have any motivation. I kind of did things because I had to. I didn't do them because I wanted to. But I go to school today because I want to. I go to school because I have a desire for life in the future. And before, I didn't have that. And so Western Bariatric Institute really changed my life, and I don't have words to express how thankful I am to them, to everyone over there, to everyone who voted for me online, to everyone who has supported me this last year. It amazes me that there's a community out here on YouTube that's there to support me. I mean, I'm texting my girls all the time, constantly. Anything in my life comes up, and I'm texting them. Like, I'm not texting my best friends anymore. I'm texting these girls that know what I'm going through, the struggle that I used to have waking up in the day and experiencing life, and now I'm taking life and I'm grabbing it by the horns because I want to live. I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. I want to experience life for what it's worth, what I can get out of it. I don't know where I was going. I'm so thankful for what I've had and what I have now, and I'm so thankful for the experiences. Oh yeah, me and my accountability partners were talking earlier today about the whole beautiful. That's what I was talking about. And how I sent them and told them I was beautiful, and I was like, this journey has a way of making you feel like the ugliest person in the whole entire universe. Like, I know that's not what anyone wants to hear. I know that's not, that's not glamour. glamorous or anything like that, but it does. Like, I went through a long time while after having surgery of feeling just so ugly, and I know it's like it's your emotions and it's hormone changing, and you know, you're dropping a lot of weight in such a short amount of time. Like, I know it has stuff to do with chemicals, you know, but it has a way of doing that, and I'm at a place now where I feel beautiful, and I honestly, like, I owe it to all of you guys for being there for me while I was feeling ugly and telling me I was beautiful and telling me that I was being successful in this journey. And I just want to say thank you guys. You guys mean the absolute world to me here on YouTube. Everyone at Western Bariatric Institute. Everyone that's ever helped me through this journey. Everyone who's ever had encouraging words after I've told them that I've had weight loss surgery. Because I have been very open about my surgery. Because it's life-changing. So I feel like other people need to know that. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching again. And I will be back on here soon posting an update, my 1 year out. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye!